Welcome back to New Day. You know, so many of us think of our furry friends as family members. It's one of the driving forces behind a massive research project on aging in dogs. Researchers hope the data that they're collecting now could one day help doggies live longer and healthier lives. I spoke with UW professor Matt Kaeberlein from the Dog Aging Project.
The Dog Aging Project really has two primary goals. One is to understand what are the most important genetic and environmental factors that influence healthy aging in pet dogs. And the other is to actually carry out a clinical trial to test whether or not a drug called rapamycin can actually slow the biological aging process in dogs and thereby increase healthy lifespan in pet dogs.
Oh my gosh, that'll make so many dog owners so happy if that becomes the case. Speaking of which, are you a dog lover? Why did you decide to get involved in this specific project?
Yeah, I am. I'm a dog person. I've had dogs my entire life. I have one dog now. His name is Dobby. He's a 11-year-old German Shepherd who I love dearly. How
long have you been researching this project?
So the Dog Aging Project really sprang out of an earlier project that my colleague here at the University of Washington, Daniel Promislow, and our Chief Veterinary Officer, Kate Creevy, started back in 2013, 2014, thinking about companion dogs as a model to understand the aging process. And I got involved right around 2014. And we've been working since then really to build the infrastructure to carry out this large project that we're performing right now. So we got a grant from the National Institute on Aging, which is part of the NIH, in 2018, which has really allowed us to do what we needed to do to really build this. And so we've been working hard to build the infrastructure for those two pieces that I talked about earlier, what we call the longitudinal study of aging, which is just observational. We're just following dogs to try to understand, what in terms of their genes and in terms of their environment influences disease and health during aging, and the clinical trial part. And so that really got launched in 2018. We have, as of this week, I think almost 37,000 dogs in the longitudinal study as part of the Dog Aging Project. So it's grown quite dramatically over the last few years.
The National Institute of Health often put a lot of interest into animal health, or is this something they hope that might one day translate to human study?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So NIH places an emphasis on biomedical discovery that has relevance to human health. So absolutely, the hope and expectation is that what we learn about the biology of aging in dogs will be relevant for human aging. And I think those of us who are in the field are certain of that. There's really no question at this point that the biological mechanisms of aging are shared across the animal kingdom, at least largely. Not everything is identical, but you can also see that. I think anybody who's ever had an older dog, will look at their dog and recognize a lot of the same changes in their dog that we see in ourselves, right? So it's also shared at that level.
Are you still taking on other dogs? I mean, how do people sign up? And I guess what would the commitment be for someone who wanted to get involved?
Right. So we absolutely are still recruiting dogs into the longitudinal study and the clinical trial. The commitment's a little bit different for the two types of studies. So for the longitudinal study, what owners do is they come to our website. It's dogagingproject.org, where you will complete a health and life experiences survey. And it's a fairly extensive survey that explores, many aspects of your dog's environment and its health history. Once owners do that, they are members of the Dog Aging Project PAC. They are part of the study. And then the dogs are eligible for some other cohorts where we will sequence the dog's DNA, things like that. That's really the only commitment. And then every year we ask the owners to update us on any changes in their dog's health. So it is a longitudinal study. We're following these dogs throughout their lives. That's it. And I think most owners enjoy participating. We give data back to the owners about, where does your dog fit in with the rest of the dogs in the pack and things like that.
Are there any specific dogs or breeds you're looking for?
Not really. So we want to capture that diversity in the dog world. So we want all breeds, all sizes, all shapes. We are a little bit underrepresented for puppies. So I will make a special appeal.
Oh, you need puppies.
Yeah, for anybody out there who has a puppy, I very much encourage you to come to the website and sign your dog up to participate. It's funny because we're called the Dog Aging Project because we're studying aging in dogs, but the only way we can really study aging in dogs is also to study young dogs.
Oh my goodness, Matt, thank you so much for taking the time to explain what has now become our brand new favorite scientific study. Thank you.
Great.
And if you'd like a link to the Dog Aging Project, text the word DOG to 206-448-4545. And in case you're wondering, you do not need to participate in the clinical trial to be part of the overall study. That's good news, huh, Kai? This is Kailani. Oh, we love her.